Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of Lunch and Learn. Today we are going to talk about inserting columns for Microsoft Word. And a lot of people are a little bit hesitant in using columns. They will just put a table in instead, and that's okay too. But if you would like to learn some tips and tricks for inserting columns, I'm going to show you a few little things that you can do for your Word document. So let me go ahead and get started with sharing my screen, and we will take a look at that. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to open up a Word document so we can have one to be playing with here and bring it to the front and center here. So we just have a document here that we're going to play with and hopefully learn a few things. So with a document that's already built, you can start putting selecting some of the text that you want to already have in place, and everything takes place along the ribbon here under Layout and Columns, and go to More Columns. So here you can see the different selections here. Now, every document is already set up as a one column preset, which is just your regular document. So you can go in here and change this up. So if we selected this text behind here and we decided that we wanted two columns for that selected text, we could go ahead and select it right there. And if you see this little preview, you can see that it's going to just take that selected text and just put that selected text into columns. So that's one of the easier things that you can do. But there are so many other things that we can do as well. So again, the very basics, you're going to use the layout section of your ribbon and you're going to go into columns. And I always just go into more columns, into that feature right there, because this dialog box does give you a lot of information. And so from here, you can see that there are a lot of options here. So you have a lot of different columns in here, but you don't have to be limited to just 1, 2, or 3. You can select the number of columns right here. And it's just based on the width of your document, and of course the size of your font, different things like that. You can also determine if you want a line between your columns. And so let's say that we wanted 3 columns. We could have a line going between them. So you can see here, there's a line going between them. Did you want the columns to be equal or not? So you can take off that little check mark and then you can adjust the width of your columns. They don't have to be equal width. That's also what this left and right is for here. If you wanted the column on your left to be narrower, you can do a left column or reverse it on the right. And you can see that the column is going to be different there. You can also, right here, you can apply it to just a particular section of your document, or you can do from this point forward, or you can do the entire document. So there are a lot of things that you can see just from this little dialog box right here. So that's one of the things that's really, really nice. Let's see, I'm going to cancel out of here, and I'm going to go right up into this area right here. So let's say that from here on, I'm going to want to do some other things. And I'm actually going to add some more text down below. So I'm going to copy this and just make some more text for us to work with. So let's say that from right here, I've decided that I would like to add some more text and some more columns in here. So again, layout and columns. And I want from here on out, I'm going to have 3 columns and I want a line between them, and I'll go ahead and have them equal width. And I want it to be from this point forward. And I'm going to say, okay. So now you can see my 3 columns have been created. And so there's a line between them, and I'm going to be typing away. And then I'm going to continue making some more text here. So now I'm on a new page, and let's say that I really want to be in this second column here, but I don't know how to get there from here. So there are a couple of things that you can do here. So this is where a lot of people get frustrated, and they would rather use a table instead of columns because they think that they have to hit enter and just move that cursor around over here. But you can actually press Control Shift and Enter all at the same time, or up here under layouts, you can go to breaks. And what we're needing to do is add a column break. So we need to break that column and move on over here. And so that's what I did right there. I just hit a column break, and now I can actually move right on over to the next column. And since I have 3 columns here, I could do it again and go into my 3rd column. And so that's one of the most frustrating things that a lot of people find that they don't like about columns, is they don't know how to move around in those columns in there. So now they can continue with their document and move on. So that's one of the frustrating things, is that people don't know how to move in and out of their columns when they are in a document. So a lot of people shy away from columns because of this. Now, sometimes it is hard when you're working in a document because you don't know where those boundaries are. And so there is a way that you can show where those boundaries are located. And so here's a little trick for that. And you're going to have to go into your file. So if we go into File, right up here along the top, and we're going to go into Options right down here. And we're going to go into Advanced. And we want to look for Show Text Boundaries. And sometimes I have a hard time finding this. Let's see. It's in here somewhere. There it is. So Show Text Boundaries right here. If you will put a check mark right there and click on OK, now you can see these dotted lines, and it will show you where your boundaries are. And so if you look up here into your areas, you can see that there are some boundary boxes, and this will help as you're creating your document to know where those boundaries are, so that you know where you can start writing and continuing your writing in this area. So that is an area where you can go in and write that. So again, it was File and Options. And we went under Advanced, and we had to go down quite a ways. And we had to find Show Text Boundaries, and we put a check mark there to be able to see where those were in our document. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take that off, and now those have disappeared. And so that's a way to be able to see where those are, and you can turn those on and off as you're working with columns to help you see exactly where they are. Now let's say that I am now done and I don't want those columns anymore. So I can go back into my columns, and I can now say that I want to go back to one column from this point forward. And now you can see that it has taken my cursor right below here. And now if I continue writing, I have taken away my columns. So you can really be creative with your writing. If you are trying to do a class newsletter or something along that line, you can actually be creative with your columns. There's no need to be afraid of columns when you are working with a document. You can really manipulate it just the way you want to. So there are even more tips and tricks as you get even deeper into using columns, but that would be probably more for someone who's running a newspaper or a newsletter as a career kind of thing, or in online publishing as well. So I'm not going to go into anything more deep with this, but I did want to share with you these particular tips. Now, I do have a document that's going to go over these these particular tips and tricks with you so that you have something to refer to whenever I post this onto our website. And so you will have that as a resource as well. So I will leave it at that. I'm trying to see if I have our websites up, and I do. All right. So I wanted to share with you where you can go to find these documents. So from our Tech Bytes page on our Southwest REC website, you can go to Tech Bytes, and that's what this page is. And we have several links over here on the side. So you can go to our Tech Bytes YouTube, and this is going to have all of our recordings that we've done this year, all of our different Tech Bytes and our Lunch and Learn quick mini lessons. And that's a link there. And then we have the upcoming schedule. We have all of the Tech Bits schedules up here as well. And this is going to be all of the RECs in New Mexico that have come together this year to try to provide some professional development for our educators across New Mexico. And so that schedule is going to be up here as well. The archives are where you're going to find any of the handouts. So if there's a PowerPoint, if there's any types of handouts that go along with the presentation, you're going to find them with this link here. And then the RECA has a video gallery where they are sectioned into categories for you. And so I'll show you what each of these will look like. And then the RECA has a YouTube channel as well. So each RECA will have a playlist going back to their YouTube channel with any of their recordings that they have posted as well. So here's what those look like. So our website that has all of our topics that are coming up and registration links that are coming up are right here. And then all of the other RECs are going to be here as well. And then the link that shows you the schedule of all of the RECs for the rest of the year is right here. So you'll see all of the different ones all the way through May. We're getting close to the end of the year. Can you believe it? And then the archived sections, again, these are the ones throughout the year. And if they have notes and PowerPoints, you're going to find those attached in here. So I will attach the notes, or if I put it into a PowerPoint version, make it a little bit easier for you to access, then I will put that in here as well. And then you'll see that the recorded sessions are here. Those will go back to each person's YouTube channel, if they have it there, if they have it on their website. Some of the RECs have a special place on their website that they host their recorded sessions. So those are all in there. We do have, this is going to be our Tech Bytes REC, our YouTube channel. And so you'll see all of our sessions that we've done this year will be here on this playlist right here. And then, as I mentioned, RECA has a YouTube channel. So each REC that is participating has a playlist with their videos in here. And then on the RECA website, if you are across the top here, you can hover and you'll see under resources, there's a Tech Bits video gallery. And this is the one that is going to be divided into categories. And so this one, when it's uploaded, will be under Microsoft Word. And so whenever you click on the little caret here, the little arrow, all of the videos that have to do with Microsoft Word are going to be here. And so when I upload this video, it'll be under Microsoft Word. And so you'll find all the videos this year that pertain to Microsoft Word in this category. So you'll see those videos will be there for you to access. So lots of places that you can go to find your resources. And again, these are not going to be professionally done. These are just your teacher down the hall that you go to get some help whenever you have a question about something. So we want to thank you for joining us. And again, these are the types of things that you'll find on our Lunch and Learn are just going to be very short how-to videos, and with some time for questions if we have people on that want to ask questions of us for that particular topic. So we want to thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you will find some of these resources helpful in your day-to-day teaching or administrative duties. So thanks for joining us, and we hope that we'll see you again real soon.